My name's Jodie Underhill. I'm known as Garbage Girl, and you're about to find out why. I don't need to tell you that India has a garbage problem, but I am here to tell you that I think that there is a solution. I started my first mass cleanup 4 years ago in McLeod Ganj, Dharamsala. Over 100 people came to that event, and I realized I wasn't the only person who cared about a cleaner India. I started a waste collection from a remote mountain camp called Triund. We used the mules that take supplies up the mountain to bring them back down. We used volunteers. Back in those days, only 5% were Indian. That's now 70%. We need dustbins, so we bought dustbins and set up recycling stations so people had somewhere to put their waste. We went to the Mani Mahesh Yatra, 500,000 people and no dustbins. This was the children's playground in Bagsu. That's the slide you can see in that bottom corner. We thought we should clean it up. 60 children came to claim back their playground. That was our first ever Children's Day back in 2010. We now hold them as monthly events. They're the ones that help keep the community clean. This is one of the first art projects that we did. We don't need to have posters on every wall. We can make them look beautiful with a very important message. So we started another weekly waste collection from Guna Temple and another one from Bagsu Waterfall. These are still running to this day. To stop garbage being dumped, I had to set up a door-to-door waste collection. And we're in the mountains in Dharamsala, so the boys have to carry the garbage on their back for huge distances. These guys are amazing, and the reason that it works. We had the pleasure of meeting Kings 11 Punjab, who kind of liked the Clean Up India idea back in 2011, and things have really progressed since then. Sunburn Music Festival, 100,000 people, a tiny handful of volunteers, a miracle. Beach cleanups in Goa. This is Delhi, Deer Park, horse cars. So we had to clear that before we could paint the wall. They said it will take 5 hours, it took 2. And that was how it looked afterwards. This is what we can be doing with all of those ugly poster-ridden walls. This is the school in Bagsu. That's how it looks now. And the kids love it, and it gives them a very important message day after day. So last year I received an award from Anand Mahindra, probably one of the proudest days of my life, an Amazing Indians Award. So I had the pleasure of meeting Adam Gilchrist several years ago, and he agreed to make a TV commercial, an anti-littering TV commercial. So thanks to the help from Prasoon Joshi, who I met at the Amazing Indians Award ceremony, we made this commercial, and McCann World Group paid for the entire thing. And Adam Gilchrist waived his 1 crore per hour fee, and it cost us nothing, because they believe in a clean India just like I do. And there's people out there that are trying to do things to help. We also got to manage the waste at the cricket stadium. The first game was a disaster. You can't imagine how difficult it is managing the waste of 20,000 people in that kind of environment. By the second game, we absolutely nailed it. I moved to Dehradun thanks to funding from the Max India Foundation in May last year. My staff collects 20 bags a day from the roadsides. In the areas we're working in, we've created clean zones. Clean zones. We campaign against plastic. This is one of the biggest problems that we're facing, is the use of plastic. Speaking to businesses time and time again, and you know something? It's actually worked. In the areas that we're working in, nobody has plastic anymore. They have dustbins outside of their shop instead. This is one of our bus stop transformations at Astley Hall. And that's the way that it looks now. We'd like all bus stops to be able to look like that. And this is something any of you can do absolutely anywhere. We're not all artists. We just get the volunteers and the people with the right skills to come and help us. This is Darshan Lal Chowk. Now, this has since been destroyed, but BSNL now maintain their own wall. And that's the whole idea of it. So at Welham Girls' School, I did a presentation. I'm getting a little bit better. I get incredibly nervous. But now the president of our society is Mrs. Shanti Varma, who's the ex-principal of Welham Girls, which is such an honour for us to have that kind of support. This is one of the dump sites that we've cleared. We've cleared a number of dump sites. And find solutions for keeping them clean. It is possible. Education is the most important thing we can do. The kids, they do not have these ingrained habits like adults have. And you know something, they get it. They absolutely get it. And if anyone can teach the adults, it's the children teaching their parents. That is essential. We do children's days, so education is not just about in the schools. We do a waste segregation game, relay race, colouring posters. They're the ones that make the banners. They have a whale of a time. But they're learning. They just don't even realise it. This is the GPO, the General Post Office, and everybody said, there's no way that wall will stay clean. Lots of people helped. Those same people helped to keep it clean. It's still clean to this day. This is Astley Hall, a very expensive posh shopping centre. After 3 days cleaning garbage, we received a total donations of 220 rupees. Funding is our biggest issue. I have one project manager and a team of waste workers. Can you imagine if we had funding, what we would be capable of if we could actually upscale this? 3 days work, 220 rupees. That's how little people think of people that work with waste. This is the dump site in Jharkhand. Me and my 2 boys, 80 bags. Still looks like that. The kids are the ones that made the no dumping sign, and it actually makes an impact. This is the courthouse. Advocates, lawyers, judges. Again, no dustbins. So if law enforcers can't stick to the law, where littering is prohibited, how can we expect the general public? So events like this are also pretty embarrassing for these guys, but very, very important. They now have dustbins. This is a presentation to supervisors of sweepers, where we're getting across the message that sweeping it into a pile and then sweeping it again the next day, and all the animals and the cars and everything goes through it, why don't we put it in a bag and dispose of it as per the municipal solid waste rules? And this is what we're trying to get across. There's 1,200 sweepers in Dehradun. Can you imagine if they worked efficiently or even came into work at all? The changes that you would see overnight. SSP office, 20 policemen, 50 bags of garbage from the SSP's compound. No dustbins. I went back there, the place was filthy again. So again, I had to speak to him. Still no dustbins, but they are getting their waste collected by the waste collection service that is provided, which wasn't happening before. Success doesn't happen straight away. You have to be relentless. You have to be determined. You have to keep on being disappointed and let down time and time again, but things will change. This is the district magistrate trying to enforce the law, organising cleanup events of his own. 3-day solid waste management course for the Indian Army. They're now practicing what we preach in different cantonments around the north of India. Can you imagine if that spreads to the whole army, the kind of impact that we can have? The Secretariat dumping ground, again, 100 bags from this area. The only people that dump here now are municipal sweepers. Dharamsala Cricket Stadium, again, 20,000 people. We already had the experience of managing this from the IPL. So this year we absolutely amazed everybody because we don't sweep up after the game. We manage waste. Dustbins, separate food waste containers, bags for recyclable items, and we maximise on recycling. So as much as possible is recycled. The emphasis is on managing it, not just getting rid of it at the end. We've even put the glamour into garbage. Whoever thought that that could be possible? So now Kings 11 have agreed that their sponsors can't hand out non-recyclable merchandise. So instead of having 20,000 foam caps that all went to the dump site, they're now going to be made out of cardboard. We can do that in all of the stadiums. There's no reason we can't do that. We even did a video, an anti-littering video, because we believe in keeping things fun. The reason in this last 4 years we've managed to succeed is because we have made things fun. So I wore my underpants over my clothes for this video. We were also trying to get votes for Mahindra's Spark the Rise. And we entered the year before 2 times, unsuccessful. So you have to get votes to win. We got votes. And we also got the judges' vote. And soon we're going to have funding from Mahindra. So this is a really positive thing for us. This is our latest wall mural project in Dehradun. Because I'll be honest, clean dune, green dune, it's not working. No one's listening. We need to start being a little bit more powerful. And nobody has urinated on this wall. And nobody is going to spit on this wall. And nobody has put a poster on this wall. And it's going to stay like that. So this is the kind of thing that we can be doing, and it's thanks to our volunteers. I told you, we're a team of 2 people and 6 waste workers. It's our volunteers that have got us to where we are today, those people giving an hour, giving a day, giving a month, and I'm very, very grateful to them. I'd like to show you the TV commercial that we made with the cricket players from the IPL. I'm going to be at Mohali Stadium next week because we've been asked to evaluate the waste there as well. So I'm going to be seeing the players, and for my TED Talks next year, I want to show you pictures of Dhoni and Sachin Tendulkar, because that's exactly the kind of people that we need to make the changes that we need to make. And I want to see these guys using their power for good. These TV commercials that we have again and again, phone ads, let's educate the people. Let's give some hope to the people that we can change this situation. Here's the ad. Enjoy.
जंग है ये गंदगी के खिलाफ खेल खेल में करो इंडिया साफ
Clean up India.
So you can kind of imagine how happy I am when I see that. Because when I said, I want to do a TV commercial with cricket players, and people are like, they're going to do that for free? You're asking Adam Gilchrist to do a put your rubbish in a dustbin TV commercial for free? Yeah. And they're going to do it? Yeah. And you know what? There's the proof that they did. Because they're human beings too. They're cricketing superstars, but they're also human beings. 1,000 children die every day in India from drinking contaminated water because we think it's okay to put our garbage in the waterways, and it's not. So please, help to change it for them, help to change it for me, help to change it for all of India.